doing? Huh? Jack's back. It's Jack. Shop dog. Hey, come here. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Tell him hi. Say I'm Action Jackson. Hey, why you got that camera pointed in my face? What do you want me to say? Y'all like my shoes? This is my, well, if you watch No Prep Kingers, I wore these quite a bit on up there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Pretty comfortable.
You got them in sports mode right now, 4-wheel drive.
Hey everybody, if you street race, we keep this in stock now. My buddy Nick makes this stuff. This is what we started using this spring. And between that and the changes we made to the car, it totally turned our program around. That is good shit right there. So if you want some, PM us. We're gonna keep that in stock, be selling it. It's $50 a jug.
Give us an update on people who've been asking on the Chevelle.
Cameron sent us a video. John actually has it. He'll be posting it in with this, right?
Yep.
For, I guess they've been working on it 2 weeks. They've made a lot of progress. He said the first week of January they would have it off the jig. So at that point we'll disassemble it and it goes to powder coat, gets everything powder coat and comes back for final assembly. So we just dropped the motor there, motor freshened by Proline. My transmission ships Friday. They dynoed it today with the converter, so the transmission and stuff is ready to go. I guess the next big hurdle is he's got to get measurements for the rear end housing and get Marty to make that, and then we're home free. And we're waiting on our carbon parts from Glass Tech, which should be shipping any time now. So looks like everything's on schedule. We've had really good luck with getting our parts on time. They're holding up their end on putting the car together, so it should be testing this thing end of February, 1st of March. You'll see by the video, they definitely know what they're doing. It's gonna be a badass ride for sure. So that's about all I know. I've got pictures. We got our new parachutes I picked up yesterday. They got the Monza 405 Motorsports logo on both of them. White safety here in Oklahoma City did this for us. Got 2 of these. Here's the new billet center section for the rear end housing. Quick Performance hooked me up with that. My boy Bryden. If you ever ask them, I was the first one they ever sponsored when Street Outlaws come out with me. So I've been with them since day one. So they've been really good to me, and we do everything we can do for them. All the hoses and fitting we got from Brown and Miller. We have their crimper there. We're going to make all our own hoses. Just steady parts showing up. So it's really not much more going to be. I mean, pretty much everything's there at their shop. So we're going to be there December 18th, doing a little open house with them, getting fitted in the car. We're going to take the Camaro with us. We got new doors from Glass Tech there for it. They're going to put the new doors and windows on it. Refit my front clip. Over the years, it's not fitting as well as it used to, so they're going to fix all that. All this before America's Top 20. That's going to be January 6th. We're going to start filming it. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to freshen the motor in the black car, freshen the trans, put new doors and side windows on it, put a new fresh center section in it. That way it's 100% fresh before we go start street racing. And it goes Monday to Ohio to be rewired because we are still fighting a electrical gremlin. And we've narrowed it down to it is getting feedback somewhere. something we can't fix. So we know how to fix it. This little gadget right here will fix it. But I'm gonna go ahead and have the car rewired, and then once we put that on that trans brake wire, it can't feed back anymore. That should fix it, hopefully, because I'm tired of fighting that shit. So the next 6 weeks really isn't 6 weeks off. Me and John are gonna be all over the United States with that black car and PRI and going and dropping stuff off for the new car and getting the black car worked on, dropping the motor at Proline, going through the transmission and fixing it again, because I'm sure we've burnt the band up in it as many times as the trans brake's activated. So it sounds like we got some time off, but really we don't. So
we just got more time to do shit.
I'm going to get a couple days in hunting this weekend probably, and then I'll call it a year and back to race cars. So, never a minute's rest.
Well, make sure you check out the video. We'll post it along with this video right here. Cameron give us an update on the car. He kind of walks everybody through about how they do things, so it's actually a really cool video. So make sure you stay on here and watch the video.
He will send me a bunch of updated pictures Friday, and he said once this video posts, he'll send you another video on the car, and then we'll do another one of these next week and show some more progress on it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. We are with Danny. He's been working on Monza's car with Scott. Him and Scott have been working on Monza's and Clay Cole's car. Me and Jesse have been working on some stuff on the other jig, but we wanted to give you an update for Monza on his car. So we want to show you where we're at with his car. You've worked on his car pretty much, you and Scott, between the two cars all week, this week. It's about a week worth of work between the two cars.
Yeah, we've been
Pretty
on
much.
most of the week.
Most of the week, yeah. So wanted to give you an update on where he's at with his car. You see we got the, well, what's left of the body on the jig, and got it laid out where it goes. It's all centered. Jesse helped with that this week, got the body all positioned where it goes. You see we got the back, we got the jig that goes up above the rear end. Danny laid out, the first thing you lay out is the cross member. See, Danny's got the cross member laid out in here. That's the first thing you do. Second thing you do is the main frame rails. Tell them what you do with the main frame rails, Danny.
Oh, well, you find your center on your rear cross member, and your 4-link brackets are 16.5 on this car. So you find your center of your brackets, and you mark out each side of your tubing. It makes it easier that way instead of having to find center of a round tube. And then we have it, the tube goes in our jig here, which is spaced at 21 inside, and then you just kind of figure out about what angle you want to put that at by using angle finders or just experience. You go put a little bend in the tube, stick it up there. If it's not quite lined up, you bend a little bit more until you get it to where it lines up with your marks where you like it, and you notch the end of it and stick it up in there, and then you can tack the main rails in. Next step.
So the frame rails are directly in front of the 4-link brackets, because obviously the 4-link pushes right there, and you want a lot of structure in front of that bracket.
You want as many tubes as you can get.
You can see the
line,
dual frame rails got, the 4-link is really supported. This is how we do our dual frame rail. I mean, there's a million ways you could probably do it. This is how we've done them. We've tried a few different ways, and that's how we run them. But the main frame rail, like you were saying, gets bent here. We always bend it right at our cross members, so obviously you see the back of the mid plate mark he has here, and then we have a measurement depending on what kind of tranny or what we're using, where this bar goes. But this is his bend line, which is directly in front of that. So we put this right in the bend, just how we like to do it. Looks good, and it strengthens up that bend where that bend is.
Yep, once the rails go in, this is the next thing that goes, and then this, your X, you can put that piece in then, once you know your seat's gonna be okay height-wise. And once you got that pretty much done, then it's time to start working with making the double frame rail upper rail. That one's a little more, it's actually about the same thing. You just cut a random length that you know is gonna be plenty long. And you same thing, you find your center, you move it out. You naturally want as much room as you can get on your seat. So what you do is there's a minimum in there that we have, and this one is outside of the minimum, which is better. And so we find what we want for our centers on that. Same principle applies. We have a jig up there that locates it. I have a little square thing all set up that we got fixtures coming to eliminate all that.
Yeah, soon.
So that's the time consuming part. So anyway, we line the rail up, put a bend in it about what you think it's going to be. We just from experience, and you line it up, and if that thing is sitting over here, you put just a little bit of bend. I don't mean you need more than a degree, and that thing will go right over. And you just line it up with your marks there. Again, notch it, tack it with it in its place where it's supposed to be, and then you just, from there, we know where our mid plate is, so we have our uprights, and you just start adding braces. You know, we start here usually, and then here, and then, you know, this is in already. We put this one, like this one, this one, this one, whichever way you want to do it.
Yeah, if anyone watched Clay Cole's deal, we did a video a few days ago of Clay's when it was not this far along, and you could see it had those little 45-degree gussets on the 4-link bracket before the dual frame rails even went in. So if you guys watch that video, you'll see that. But like he said, we have a minimum we do in the center. We make the drive shaft enclosure easy to get out. Obviously, the wider they are, closer to the 4-link brackets, the stronger. But some of these cars are really narrow, and the seat kind of dictates where that frame rail goes, and sometimes you have to put a jog in this frame rail. But this car is pretty wide, so it really made the dual frame rails nice. They're gonna be really strong. This car's gonna be...
Yeah, I left out one of the most important parts. We put the hoop in before we do the double frame rails usually.
We do, yeah.
You put that in, we make
Seat
this
bar.
bar right here, and that ties everything in together really good, and then we just start doing double frame rails.
Yep. And so for now, I mean, you can see on these gussets and stuff, kind of, the more you go to like a corner, you know, if you can tie into both, it's a little stronger. And if you put these here, that way one's not pushing. Now there's a little reason for everything, and Danny really does a good job. So does Scott. Scott does a good job, but Danny's done a lot more of these than Scott so far, but Scott's really picking up quick. And like we said, he did a Dragster stuff for us a few years ago, so he's already got the fitting and the welding and stuff. So he's just falling into the car stuff now.
He does some of the fitting on here, and he does all the welding on it. I can tack if I have to, but
yeah,
if he's here.
Danny's the tubing
Scott,
master, so there's no point in pulling him off fitting tubing. But you see he's got that tube in the back. It's pretty close to where it goes. So Monday morning, that'll be what we'll go. Oh yeah, he's got these tubes here, these little kickers we run to the 4-link brackets. Those are done, they're just not tacked in. So
you run one up here, from here down to here.
Yep, another kicker there.
Same thing over there. That one usually has to have a bend in it for seat clearance.
Slight kick in it to clear the seat. So those are in. Monday morning he'll do from the seat bar to that tube there. Then he'll do the X. There's a certain height that the cross member in that deal goes in. Depends on the shocks and rear end and all kinds of stuff, but we'll get all that in. We're kind of stopped right this second here as far as the front goes, and here because some of this determined by where the doors are. We don't have the carbon doors yet or the front ends. So we don't know the track width we want to run, and we don't know exactly where our door hinge and some other stuff's going to go. So for now, we're going to finish out the entire back. He'll do the funny car cage. He's still got quite a bit of stuff to do, and hopefully by then we'll have some carbon stuff. I think Jerry's motor will be here tomorrow, and we'll have, he's got most all his parts he's gotten to us really quick, so that's been a good thing with this. So anyone coming to the open house on the 18th will see this car really close and Clay's car really close. Both of them will be fitting drivers and such by then. So anyone coming will get to see basically what it looks like after this, and I'm sure we'll shoot Jerry some more videos of this.
Getting close to mid-play time.
Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah, I mean, this thing's gonna, I mean, this is, like we said, this is really, Jesse, I think, put the quarters and stuff on here just Tuesday?
Monday.
Yeah, so Danny's pretty much, but Andy's been working on Clay's deal.
Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember.
He's been, him and Scott been bouncing, you know, working together. Like I said, there's some tubes, the more, right now, the tubes that are bent and stuff, he's doing, and Scott does more of the straight tubes and the welding. So they've been working on both these cars. But between Tuesday and now, they've gotten pretty much all this done, and on Clay Cole's car, so getting it done. I told Danny he could do one of these in a week. He don't believe me. But all right.
I'm glad to get the mid-plate in, because outside of the 4-link brackets, mid-plate's probably the second most critical thing in the car, because everything off of that goes forward and back. Motor, tranny, everything. That mid-plate needs to be right where you want it.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. So, and we'll show you guys that. We're going to be shooting all these videos and sending them to Monza so he can get you guys updated. I know a lot of people want to see his new car, and I think he's going to have something to be competitive with next year, and go out there and see him do good. What do you think, Danny? Got anything else? Anything for the girls or anything?
No.
Nothing? All right. All right, guys. That's it for this video.